Thank you, Chair Armour. We are live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lorraine's still missing. There she is. How's everyone doing today? Perfect, thumbs up. So I'm going to call, we do have quorum, so I'll call the meeting to order. I'll read the land acknowledgement statement. I would like to respectfully acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe under the terms of the Robert and Huron Treaty number 61 of 1850 and the Williams Treaties of 1923. We commit to acknowledge, learn, educate, create opportunity, honor sacred places, and take actions towards real truth and reconciliation in support of our commitment to walk in the path together in respect, peace, and harmony for future generations. So I need a mover and a seconder for the accessibility meeting agenda. Councillor Schumacher and seconded by Diane Lupton. It is recommended that the Accessibility Advisory Committee meeting agenda dated 26 July 2022 be adopted and printed and circulated. All those in favor? And that carries. Do we have any disclosures of pecuniary interest today? Yeah, seeing none, that's perfect. So right on to number 4 already, which is new business. And 4.1, site plan review. 4.1.1, SPA 68 2022 HTE. It's 24 Meadow Park Drive, site plan review. I went through this with the planning committee, our planning staff, and everything's excellent, meeting AOTA requirements and accessibility requirements. Does anybody have any questions? Seeing none. We're going to move right on to, do I have the agenda here somewhere? I probably do, right? I'm just cruising through here. So we're going to respond to reports from municipal officers, and it's 5.1, and it's Crystal. Report number Corporation 2022-69, 2023-2027 accessibility plan. Crystal.
Thank you, Chair Armour. The accessibility plan was attached to the report, so it's there for your information and for your adoption. So we did go through the report as staff. We did, as I think most people remember, we did quite a comprehensive review last year, where we went through each item, which is what we usually do when it comes time to revamp the plan, when we kind of go through it line by line. So we didn't do that at this time just because we had done that last year. So there were just updates made. At this time, nothing was taken off, so there's no proposal to take anything out of the plan. It was just updating in regards to any budget implications or any further information that we could provide. So just some minor changes at this point. And then again, moving forward, once this has been posted, we will review annually as per the town's commitment. So if there's any further questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Do we have any questions from the committee members? Lorraine Shaw, go ahead.
I just have a question, and I have to look at it here. You refer to a working group about town hall, and there's a report about the working group at town hall, and that's to do with accessibility to the council chambers?
Correct.
Have we seen that report? Like, what was the results of that report, if you can tell us?
Go ahead, Crystal.
Thank you, through you, Chair Armour. At this time, there were no recommended changes. So there were some barriers identified in the council chambers. Everything does meet the accessibility requirements. However, I know the elevator was one of the comments, just actually accessing to get to the elevator and getting down. Even though we are in compliance, it's always something that we can improve upon. So the kind of the final outcome from the accessibility report didn't have any commitments at this time for any changes to anything. So at this time, the council chambers is remaining where it is, as is the majority of the rest of the building. And then to be looking at that in a future term of council. So at this time, there was nothing proposed. So therefore, because we aren't doing any major renovations or changes, there was no recommendations to change that.
Thank you for that. Lorraine.
So just following up on the accessibility to the council meeting room, I guess I have serious concerns that the accessibility committee can't access town chamber or council chambers. And I think it needs to continue to be a priority of the next administration or the next council. I feel like we've been bouncing this around for 4 years since we did a tour and identified all the barriers, and nothing has happened. And when your accessibility committee can't even meet because it is so inaccessible, then how can it possibly be meeting AODA requirements?
Did you want to answer that one, Crystal, or?
I'd be happy to give it a try.
That'd be perfect.
Lorraine, I appreciate the comments, absolutely, and couldn't agree more. It definitely needs to stay on the books, and hopefully that the new term of council will be taking a look at that. It's a difficult one because when it comes to the room, technically it meets the requirements. So committee could be meeting in here, but then understanding that it's just a lot more cumbersome because the amount of people who may have to use the elevator or the once we're down here, then exiting the building, all of that. So I completely understand, and I'm in full agreement. So all I can say is that it isn't falling off the books. It's definitely something that we plan to bring back to the next term of council. Just what it will look like in the end, I don't know. It'll be up to the term.
A follow-up, go ahead, Lorraine.
I would like to suggest that the next ACC committee, that's formed after the next election, I would like to suggest they meet in the council chambers, because I think that the hassle of every time having to accommodate anyone who needs the accommodation, I think that will highlight the fact that our council chambers are not accessible and make it more of a priority for the next council. So I would like to propose, and I don't know how we do this, that we meet there. Other people may have other opinions, but I'm happy to hear them. But I think that if we just continue to be accepting of being pushed to another room, and 4 years later, nothing still has happened, I think 4 years from now, it will still be pushed to another room.
Well, thanks for that, Lorraine. I completely understand what you're saying, but I think a couple of committee meetings ago, we did pass a bylaw that we're going to meet accessibility through Zoom. But when the new committee is chosen in the new year, we can definitely revisit the meeting structure and where we meet, and we'll definitely put that out there for sure. Councillor Schumacher, I see you had your hand up.
Thank you, through you, Chair Armour. Yeah, I mean, I think we only have one more meeting in this term. So, but I do agree with Lorraine. I do think it needs to be addressed, and I do feel that we should be meeting. To Crystal, is there a safety concern around fire? Or do we have to adhere to anything with regards to that?
Through you, Chair Armour. I wouldn't want to speak to any of the fire regulations. However, when we were going through the report, it was indicated to us that this room is accessible, meaning that people are able to use it. Anyone is able to use it. So with that being said, I'm not aware of any, but I wouldn't want to give the final stamp on that. I would want someone from fire to confirm that. However, when it comes to using the room, if I can just speak a little bit about the process for the next term, because I hear Member Blondin referring to the next term of council using the room. So once the new term of council takes office, once this term ends, then all of the committees that we have now cease to exist and new committees need to be struck. So at that time, it is up to the mayor and the chair of those committees to how they're going to proceed with, filling the vacancies and moving forward with the committee, as well as setting the council committee calendar and meeting locations and all of that. So I am more than happy to make sure that that is voiced in those meetings. And then we can even look at putting that on the docket for committee to discuss if need be. But that's kind of the process that we take. So we can absolutely make sure that that's taken into consideration right at the very beginning of the term.
Excellent. Thanks for that. So I don't see any other questions. So we do have a recommendation here. I need a mover and a seconder. It's to recommend that. So it's recommended that committee approve the 2023-2027 Town of Huntsville Accessibility Plan and accessibility accomplishments to date, attached to Schedule A and B in Report Corp 2022-69. Lorraine and Laurel, all in favor? And that's carried. Welcome, John.
Yeah, thanks. Running a few minutes late today.
That's okay. We're actually on to just about finished. We're on to general information, 9.1 council update. Councillor Schumacher, you can go ahead.
Mine's more, I'm going to update because on June 1st, I did attend the district accessibility committee. So I just wanted to give everyone an update since that's been since our last meeting. So we did have presentations from the Muskoka Area Indigenous Leadership Table, the MALTI group is their acronym, and also from the Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Anti-Racism Project, for the IDEA group is the acronym. And I did say that I would bring forward to our committee anyone who is willing to maybe sit on that committee as a champion. So they are looking for people through the district who have lived experience with disability, with inclusion, diversity, equity, anti-racism, that are willing to maybe put their name forward to sit on that district committee. Now, I did say, because they had come to the accessibility committee, and I know Community Living Huntsville, I believe, does sit as a partner. So there's a partners committee where it's usually a lot of agencies in that support in this realm, but then they're also looking for a champions committee as well, and people with lived experience to be able to spearhead this from that standpoint. I did ask, so I did sort of put my name forward from accessibility, but I do feel that maybe if we do have another member from the group, they are willing to do it through, all the meetings have pretty much been Zoom. I think they've only met one in person, because I know that that would be a bit of a hardship. I did express to be able to travel from Huntsville to the Bracebridge area. So if anyone in the committee is interested, please reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with Tina Kilburn at the district office, because I think it would be a great opportunity for us to liaise and get our message out there as well. And then we did have an update from Health Services on community safety and well-being plan. They updated our terms of reference. We went over that for the accessibility committee. We had an update on our multi-year plan for accessibility with the district. Again, all these are accessible through agendas with the town as well. And then each town and township did their own community committee updates, and we did our, because it was June 1st, we were in the middle of National Accessibility Week, so we did a screenshot because it was that Wednesday for the Easter seals, so everybody was wearing their red for Easter Seals Day, and we did a lovely screenshot. But that's what I did want to bring forward, is that if anyone is willing to sit on the district IDEA group, love to have you. And lastly, the other proposal that I've made to staff and to BIA is that we would maybe meet in the fall, because we did have the sort of sidewalk policy, and as town council, you may have heard, we negated a new proposal to the policy, and we were going with the old 2010 sidewalk policy for now, letting businesses sort of develop what they wanted to around using the sidewalk for wares and for patios, that type of thing. But I think the key piece there is the BIA wants to revisit it after this year. And I know we, as the accessibility group, had wanted to sort of go through with the Muskoka moments and see what made sense, what didn't throughout this summer months, and sort of see what some of those look like. And so I have suggested that I think the BIA Accessibility Committee and town staff should get together as a group in the fall and sort of brainstorm the good, the bad, the ugly, kind of, you know, all of the what's working, not working with regards to our new sidewalk in downtown.
Thank you for that, Dion. If someone wants to join the committee, who do they contact? Or
It would be Tina Kilborn at the district. So if they want to reach out to me, my email's in the group and I can connect you with Tina.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for that. I'll give a little update. Go ahead, John. Do you have something? Oh, okay. We had a council meeting last night. We had Dr. Marr was there, and I think we're all excited that we're looking at getting a walk-in clinic for Huntsville. So it's something we've really been missing. So that's great news. We had a donation of up to $300,000 for washrooms in Riverman Park. And we were talking to the kiosk before, so now we're actually going to build washrooms, and they will meet AOTA and be accessible for everybody. So that's really good news. I really don't have much point. There's we're sponsoring the United Way coming up. They're going to be having an opioid movie going on at the Algonquin Theater at the end of August. Free admission for everybody who wants to come in. I think that's if you know anybody who may be suffering or somebody wants to know more about it, that's a great opportunity for them. And then Terry Fox Run's coming up. So there will be a flag raising happening in September for that. So that's about it for me. Does anybody have any questions? Not seeing any. Where did everything go here? So then I just need a mover and a seconder for adjournment. Unless somebody, John Gallagher moves, seconded by Diane. It is recommended that we do now adjourn at 1:49 p.m. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, everyone. Quick and easy.